What up, people? Yes, this is no rebroadcast, no re-upload. This is the actual 2021 Nitro Cave. We are back in the cave. The cave is opened after almost a year shutdown. Obviously because of COVID-19. We're back in the cave, back in action. Man, I have a lot of work ahead of me. She's ready. The heart is here. So this video will be linked to another video, which will be the actual unboxing of the brand new, I call it Heart of a Champion. Anyway, I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. Most of you guys already know what it is, but we're going to open it together. We're going to check it out. So either you're going to see it with the pipe or without the pipe, because I'm not sure. I was thinking of waiting until the pipe comes, probably another week or so, but I might just do a video of unboxing it without the pipe. I don't know if I can hold on to the engine and not unbox it for another week. Matter of fact, I know I can't. So after this, we'll call it the re-grand opening of the Nitro Cave. Man, I had so much stuff to put away. I've still not even scraped the surface. I've just, over the last almost year, accumulated a lot of stuff. But anyway, we're going to go on a tour. By the way, nothing like wrenching and listening to a little bit of Rage Against the Machine. Some people, you know about that. Some people don't. Rage Against the Machine, another one of my favorite bands all time. Political, very political. But anyway, let's do a quick tour of the cave, and I'll kind of explain what's going on with some of the whips. Let's start out on this side here. This doesn't have anything to do with RC. This is a lot of stuff that my daughter's collected for me. I'm a huge, used to be a huge gamer, but I love Resident Evil, Zelda, God of War, Silent Hill, Gears of War. I only like a certain ones, but I don't play as much as I used to. But anyway, this is just some of the stuff that my daughters have given me. You know, there's a little bit of superheroes, obviously. Who doesn't like, what real man doesn't like superheroes, you know? I mean, it's part of your childhood stuff, depending on how you're raised. But anyway, pretty cool big old Zelda. I got some other stuff, I just don't have the room for it. I might end up taking that picture down, and here, let me turn off this light. I might end up taking this picture down and putting some kind of shelf so I can put my game and stuff, but I'm not sure. Huge Star Wars fan, always loved Star Wars. I even got a Resident Evil umbrella backpack. But anyway, a few things that I did do that changed in the Nitro Cave, and I'll show you guys. But the XTM, man, this thing has got cobwebs. It's been probably over a year since we ran it, but I finally got the center diff. I'm not messing around with no 2-speed bullshit. We're gonna put a real center diff in it, and we're gonna beat the hell out of this thing. This thing is very durable. As far as for an RTR, this was when I got back into Nitro, almost 8 years ago. This was my first, entry back into Nitro, was the XTM Mammoth ST. We'll go over it another time. I don't want to go too much. Just know that this thing has every single upgrade available for it known to this vehicle, and I spent a lot of time. I almost sold it a few times. I'm glad I listened to a couple of my brothers that just hang on to, because one thing you can never replace is the time and energy you put in to building a certain vehicle, depending on what you went through. I've got parts for this thing all over the world, man. That's why the Muggy is like Indiana Jones, archaeologist of any Nitro parts. If there's anything out there, engine, pipes, anything, especially pertaining to vehicles that I have, if I can't find it, it doesn't exist, put it that way. Anyway, XTM will be coming. We'll get that thing back. I don't know what engine we're going to put in it. I might put I got a second LRP modded 32. You guys know RCR modded. I've got 2 of them. Got another one coming, just to have. But we'll probably put RCR modded LRP 32 in this thing. See if it can handle it. That'll be a good way to break in this new center diff. But anyway, that's what's going on with that. Obviously, you already know the 5B is, we've got a little things to do here and there. But all we're missing is the heart and the pipe and a few other things. I got some other stuff in. I'm getting more stuff in. I went ahead and got extra line. Their fuel line, highly recommended by my brothers, Elite RC. I know Big Dan. Big John. I don't want to call him Big Dan. Big John, Johnny, and 1/5 Chris, and Elite. All those guys. Most people run this. Good quality fuel line. I forgot I even had this thing. Need one of those to tow it. Tow rope. We've got the Y extenders for the dual servos. You gotta have these. But anyway, I've got other stuff, some other gears coming. I went ahead and went with the, not the Black Bones, but Black Magics. FYI, if you run Black Bone gears, the pinion and the spur have to be both the same. You can't run a Black Bone spur or a pinion with different ones. It has to be the set. But the Black Magic, which I carry DDM, is what I got coming. You can run on the regular Losi. No need to go into the hood of this. You guys know everything. I did add a couple things. I just got to drill the holes. I'm putting pins in it, and I'm doing the hood pins. I did it actually to the Techno Buggy. You guys have probably seen these before. So it's, you drill a little tiny hole, push this thing, tap through. That way when you take it off, it's on the body. I was going to do, I know Woogie did the, by the way, shout out to the Woogmeister for, you know, putting the 5B to the test. So, since he's running it before, I built it before him, but he ran it before me. So, we'll see. Maybe it'll be reversed on the 5T. Maybe I'll run the 5T before he does. Who knows? I know he's going to get one too, and I have one for plans, but I've got a lot to do to this thing before I even look at that. I'm not trying to do, like, the problem I see with a lot of people that have, and I've learned the hard way, is it's like you go to a, how can I give an analogy? And a great analogy would be like you go to a buffet, all you can eat buffet, and you shove, you know you guys have done that, shove all the stuff on your plate, and you never even eat the thing. Eat all of it. You're wasting food, and it's all falling off, and you're putting too much on your plate. Instead of just grabbing a couple things and eating those first and then going back and getting until you get full. But, you know, especially when you're hungry and you're starving or whatever, you just pile everything on your plate and you're like, what the hell, I just wasted half of it. Now I'm going to grab another plate and waste more food. It's kind of like that. I see a lot of guys do that in RC. A lot of guys have tried it, okay, including me, to where you're just doing way too much. You want to do this and you want to do that. Listen, I'm focusing on 8-scale nitro and 1 gas vehicle at a time. There won't be a 5T coming for probably a little while. I've got a lot to do with this. A lot of testing, tuning. I'm going to try different pipes. I'm going to try different gears. I'm going to try, you know, different engines in it. So, I mean, I don't need to get another 5th scale for right now. But I do plan on getting one. At least when I do get a 5T later down the line, I'll have all the extra stuff, most of it, other than the engines, because biggest ones that you're going to see me put in this is a 34. Probably the one I'm getting will be the only one that will run in this thing. I'm not kind of contemplating whether I should even try other engines. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But anyway, this thing here, I've got outerwears, a couple other outerwears coming with it. I've got the Fonzie mounts, which was highly recommended by Elite RC. Shout out to Elite. Shout out to the norms again, the 4 norms that always have been, that lately especially. And especially this guy, because, you know, shout out to, or not this guy, but this company. Shout out to OBR, O'Neill Brothers Racing, man. Great video they put out on the 1242. I knew it was coming because Dan told me about it. So shout out to him and Sean. Man, those guys, I can't say any, you know, any more things about them other than those guys are A1. don't hesitate to call them if you have any questions, if you're running engines, if you have any questions on anything, even if you don't have their engines. I did the same thing with Dan and Sean at OBR that I did with Lance at RC Renew. If you guys know or don't know, let me fill you in. It was about a year or more. I was talking to Lance and getting to know him and getting to know what he was about and, you know, checking all his credentials before he touched any of my engines. And it was the same thing that I did with OBR. You know, talked to Dan and Sean, talked their ears off many times because, you know, the muggy just can yap it up. And they always listened, always gave good advice. And, you know, that's what really intrigued me to, one of the reasons, other than other people that run their engines that say they're badass, one of the biggest reasons was just their customer service was barn. It's just, I mean, the best one of the best customer service that I've dealt with. So anyway, we got more stuff coming with this. Stay tuned. Definitely the heart is going to be revealed soon. But yeah, that video, the 1242 and the power stack, great information. I will link that into this video somehow. Maybe I'll do a little bit of it on the front end of this, or maybe before the unboxing, maybe after this one, you'll see a little bit of that video to kind of give you an overview of what you're going to be looking at, because I have a 1242 coming for my engine, and I have the power stack. So anyway, I've got, other than that, the Fonzie mounts. Like I said, shout out to Elite RC, recommended them. That way you don't have to buy the 20s, 23s, 22s, the little tabs, you know, to mount your engine. Fonzies are that I was recommended. You can adjust it however you want. Other than that, I don't think anything else that I've got coming. Gears, some more outerwears. I'm starting to collect extra parts. I mean, I've got these 2 tubs, and I've got a tub of that, of all the stock parts that I didn't use on this that are brand new. I'm going to start doing what Woogie's doing. I have been collecting, you know, shock rebuild kits. I'm going to get a whole nother set of shocks for, basically replace everything on this thing to have the spare parts, just in case. So anyway, that's what's going on with the 5B. I know I'm ordering some more tires. I'm going to get another set of these type of tires, except J Concepts and AKA make 5th scale tires. If you don't know, now you do. Muggy's telling you. So I'm going to get a couple more sets of these and probably another set of Hosfels. Even though everybody tells me it'll take you forever to wear these knobbies down, and I believe them. So yeah, I'd like to get, just in case if I want to do any racing on the track, I'd like to have, you know, a black pair and a white pair, just like this. But probably AKA or J Concepts, both of them make it. They're not that cheap. Those tires and rims for that are pretty expensive. So anyway, a couple of the little upgrades that I didn't know what to do with these bodies, so I put a bunch of my bodies, mounted them up above my closet rails, so you could see the top. Let me kind of skim up. That's a longboard. If you guys have never seen the Nitro Cave, I'll do a top skim real quick. Okay, kind of a top pan. Extra bodies. Okay, then we'll kind of go down another level. I've got a lot to do. Tires, more bodies here. This is where I keep all of my manuals. You can easily go online and print up manuals if you don't have them. So I keep them all, my manuals and literature in here. Some of my engines, I've got a lot more than that. Obviously, I've got a bunch on display. These are all my... We'll go over that another time. You know, people always ask me, what's your favorite engine? You like the Italian, Novorossis? You like your red, blah, 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 modded, blah, all that. Obviously, these are the 3, my baddest engines right here. RCR modded. We have the 288 Rex Legend, LRP 32, and Pico P3.28. All modded by RCR. Most of my engines are modded by RCR, but I did separate and put all the RB modded. These are my first mods that I ever had when I got back into Nitro, and they're still badass. This one we just replaced the connecting rod, brand new connecting rod. I'm yet to run it again. That's the R5R Team Edition, RB modded, badass engine. Still got a lot of pinch. That's got the most fuel of any of my engines. It's got about 13 gallons through it. Byron's. This one here has got about 6. This one here has got about 6. Both of these still have plenty of pinch, plenty of crap left in them, big time. So these are my first ones, and hey, you know, he didn't do the best of work on these engines of mine, but they're not like they're horrible. They're still badass engines because of they're what they are. You're talking about a Reds R5 R Team Edition. That one, Rick actually did a pretty decent job on it. This one, okay, even though it's still badass. And the Rex one is actually pretty decent. But if I wanted to compare those to these here, not even close. The RCRs are by far superior of my modern engines. A couple other things that I did. The autograph tires that I got from the DNC. CJ Dillon. We have Cole Ogden. That's Jared Tebow. We've got Team Mugen, Rhonda, Adam, and Ryan Mayfield. And then we got Ty Testament and then Joey Christensen, the guy that puts it all on. But yeah, so there's kind of a little the upper view of the Nitro Cave. This I got to straighten out. I'm probably going to move that and put a pegboard in there. I've got like 5 times the amount of parts that you see here on this pegboard. So I'm going to take this out, maybe hang it in an angle somewhere in the corner. I'm not sure yet. And then I'll put a pegboard in here, that way I can hang more parts. There you see, there's the MP9 TKI4 Kyosho. It's got the bone stock Reds in it. This engine I haven't ran a lot. Plenty of pinch. That thing's probably got maybe 3 gallons through it, if that. But yeah, we're gonna run this again. Probably maybe with that engine, not sure. Maybe I might leave this since it's stock, and maybe do a track setup the next time I go out towards my parents, because they're closer to Revelations. Maybe I'll run the Kyosho. Obviously, this was one of the ones that I was going to run next, and I still might. It's got the TNS modded 28.8 Rex Legends. Okay, so I've got 4 28.8 Rex Legends, and I've got another RCR modded 28 one in here, and I've got another one possibly coming. So anyway, probably run this one next. That's the TNS modded, and we're going to run it in the Techno. I got to straighten out all my pipes. I keep my pipes in these bags just to keep them in good shape. Getting ready to mod the FlySky FS GT3B. Best radio for the money as far as reliability. I've dropped that thing, kicked it around, stepped on it. I've never had an issue with that radio. For 30, 40 bucks, whatever, highly, highly, highly recommend it. I've got 2 of them. I'm thinking of getting another one just to have, but I'm going to modify it and put a Life-E battery on it instead of having the double A's in there. But, you know, other than that, here's the Mugen MBX5 Pro Spec, all ready to roll. We're going to run the Triton L3 and this one next when I get around to it. So there will be some running videos hopefully in the next few days after you guys see this video. But actually, there's Mr. Potato Head. He's been good. Me and him are cool. We have no beef. Like I said, we're not going to go grab a cup of coffee anytime soon because we live so far away. But even if we live close, but hey, we're cool. You know, as far as, you know, we're coexisting. Let's just put it that way. Still doesn't mean I agree with a lot of stuff that he does, especially the E-word stuff. But, you know, hey, we're existing. Anyway, I got to redo this bench. This is where I do a lot of the wrenching. This is my little roll-away deal where I've got a few sets of MIPs. Got some Huddies. Protex. I love my Protex. Under here, this is where I keep a lot of my aerosol cans. I'm really thinking of investing in one of those. I guess Adam, I don't know if you guys remember, Adam Drake showed on one of his videos, I guess by CalRC, it's that air blower thing. Will definitely help, because I'm not going to put an air compressor in here in the apartment I live in because it's just too much noise. But anyway, this is where underneath where I keep a lot of my cleaning stuff, you know, silicone, carburetor cleaner that I use. MIP, or not MIP, but MP, metal protector, some tools down there. I forgot I even had those dynamites. Those are okay. But anyway. And then over here, here's where I keep all my remotes. Fly Sky, FS4, I can't remember my Fly Sky FTS4, whatever. Noble, MB Noble's in there. Sanwa's in there. What else? Engines are just conversational pieces. Actually, this is my first decent Offna Hyper 21. Mugen MBX7. We're going to do a full refresh on this thing. I think I'm going to put it... I found a MTC chassis for that. So we're going to put some money into it. I love this vehicle. Got the LRP 32 modded in there. But yeah, I need to replace one of the arms still. I haven't done that yet. And the one of these pins, because one of these pins sheared off when I threw it around that last time. A couple extra chassis. Kyosho MP9 chassis, brand new Techno buggy chassis. Techno, this is the old Techno Chuggy. This is the NB3. Thing's brand new. I can probably build another one. But anyway, there's the Techno, looking sick, all cleaned up, ready to rock and roll. This is also track setup, kind of, but this has got the infamous, people call the F1 engine. That's the RCR modded Reds, R5R. And like I said, you guys, we've seen those. But that's pretty much it. Oh, this is where I keep all my tires. I'm running out of room. I've probably got like 6 pairs of Badlands mounted. I've got 3 or 4 of them that in bags, 1178s I haven't even used. So, track tires. These are really rare. Somebody at the track wanted these. I guess they were popular and they're still good. These are the revolvers, Proline revolvers. Like super rare tires. These things are brand new. I've never used them, maybe once or twice. But anyway, and in this cabinet I just keep all my polishing stuff, all my paints. I've got tons of paints in there. We're going to do a couple more bodies. And this is a friend of mine that I was working on. Got to get this damn thing out of here. I don't got the room for it. Couple more bodies. My nephew painted that, free-handed it. That's the Morton, what is it, Morton Downey Jr. Anyway, that's pretty much it. There's about 20 minutes of a quick tour of the reopening of the Muggy's Nitro Cave. Alright, people. Well, you've seen it here. Stay tuned. Probably after this, you'll see a little bit of the OBR 1242 carburetor video that OBR just uploaded. And I'll explaining it and comparing it to the 990, which most people run, and you'll see the explanation of the power stack, which I will be running too. Okay, alright people, that's about it. Muggy's out, man. One more time, take a look at this badass. It's about ready to fire it. She's ready to rock and roll, people. Look at that sick looking whip. One of the baddest 5Bs you'll ever see. Alright people. Shout out again, Dan, Sean at OBR. Shout out Elite RC, brother from another mother. Shout out Big Johnny. Shout out 1/5 Chris. And like I said, shout out to the Wugmeister. He's doing his thing, sending it. He ain't messing around. I'm probably not going to jump it as high as him, but we're going to take it to that park out by my peep's house, and we're going to full pull throttle and launch this sucker right here. Trust me. I'm not going to just go in circles in the grass. We're going to launch it. That's what it's for. Alright people, stay tuned. The heart is coming. Perfect song. What's the name of that song? It's Van Halen. It's About Time, right after Eruption. God rest Edward Van Halen. God rest his soul. But, fitting song. I forgot about the song. It's old, with Van Halen with Sammy Hagar. It's called It's About Time, and it is about time, people. It is finally here. I was going to wait till the olimat pipe gets here and do it. I might do, I'm not sure. If you're watching this video, obviously I couldn't wait for the pipe to come. We'll just do it separate because I do have a couple other things in here other than the engine. If it was just the engine by itself, then I probably would wait till the pipe. But the pipe probably won't be another week or so, and I can't keep this in the box sitting here and not look at it. So anyway, this will be the first part of this. Like I said, the other part will be the pipe. I got some other goodies coming, but the main thing is this. This is something that took me a while. It probably took me at least a year before I decided, almost a year, during this whole COVID thing. Like I said before, you guys just got done watching. I gave you guys an updated tour of the 2021 Muggy Maniac Nitro Cave. There's a lot of revamping I got to do. Obviously, this takes up a lot of room in my bedroom, in my apartment. I mean, this apartment with the living room, dining room, and the kitchen, I mean, it's kind of townhomes, but we're, you know, probably maybe 1,800 square feet, if that. But anyway, this is my room / nitro cave. Some people in the past have said, oh, well, you turned your nitro cave and your room into a nitro cave because you don't have any choice. Yeah, I have choice. I didn't have to do this. Who else gets to eat, sleep? Well, I don't eat in here. Well, I do eating snacks in here, but who else gets to eat, sleep, shit, and breathe nitro in their room? The only other guy that I've seen that has something really cool like this, actually it's not his room, but it's a whole different area, is Mr. Zaz's friend Carlos. He has that up above his garage. That's pretty badass. I would live in there, definitely. But anyway, took me almost a year to decide. I did my homework. I made sure that I got to know the builder and what they were about, and I heard a lot of great things. Shout out to the guys that directed me towards this. The two main guys, which were Elite RC and 1/5 Garage, 1/5. His name's Chris. Chris and Elite are the ones that, but this is one of a kind unboxing because I checked all over the place. I haven't seen anybody do an unboxing of this engine with all that's done to it. You guys will see. I'll go over it. You guys are more than likely have, I think I tied in just a little clips of the OBR video that the O'Neill brothers and Dan uploaded explaining. If I didn't upload it in, which I think I will, I mean I think I have, it explains the 1242 carburetor, and it also explains the power stack. Okay, and that video was great. I know me and Dan, he talked about doing that video, and him and Sean. They haven't done videos on their channel in a long time. But anyway, it explains it, so I don't have to explain too much of the power stack, which is in here, and the 1242 carburetor. So I did open the sides a little here, so it's easier for me to open. So let's, oh, before we get to that, everybody's like, please open it. Yeah, I'm so excited right now. I was going to open it, but I figured I would do it, you know, because I know you guys wanted to open it with all my viewers and subscribers, even the people that give me thumbs down, people that are haters, whatever. Eat your heart out. This is the most expensive thing I've ever bought in RC for one piece. This engine ran me, I'm not afraid to throw numbers out there, this thing ran me roughly around $1,100. So I want to see what a $1,100 or $1,000 engine looks like. And I can't wait to get it in this thing. We've got not a long way to go, but we got a lot of prepping to do. A few things that I did do is, like I think I explained on the video prior to this, is I ended up running these hood pins instead. I didn't feel like having the metal wires. I know Woogie did the metal wire things, and I thought about that. Plus, I really don't care for these clips. They're kind of cheesy. I guess I'll save them for backups. But I went with these. They're black. I don't mind drilling holes into here. That way I don't have any wires on here dangling, or I mean, you know, I just didn't like the wire look. I like this. It stays with the body. So all I gotta do is pop these off like that. Pop those off like that, and they stay on the body. I did the front, I did all the way around. These pins are perfect. I did, when you do pins, it's up to you, but I always bend them. Take 2 pairs of pliers and bend them at an angle. That way they're easier sometimes if you need to pull them by your hand. But anyway, so I did that. I've got a lot of, I still got to bind my, now that I have the engine, I got to bind my radio, where we're going to run the Fly Sky MB Noble 4 in this. I've got a 3,000 milliamp Spectrum battery, Lifey. I think I'm going to get a 4,000 for a backup. I think the 3 will be okay. But anyway, you guys know what's in there. One other thing that I did, added touch, is this is the stock plastic cover that goes, spark plug protector that goes. What I did is a custom muggy style, kind of like the same thing I did here. You guys seen where I did this, the wing, same thing, and I also did the front piece. So now I got this. It came out okay. I could have did better. And all it is plastic. It's a lot cheaper than a $100 carbon fiber. I've seen those. I think Bartlett Racing has them. I might get one, but I don't know. I just, you know, I'm not, you know, I agree with Dan when he told me he just got tired of seeing Bartlett and stuff on his Oberdar engines. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll talk to Dan or Sean, see if they can make something like this carbon fiber. I don't mind paying, you know, kind of pricey. I know the Bartlett one's 100, 150, I don't know, it's expensive. This is not, it doesn't cost me anything. All I did is put this wrap on here, and you guys need a part number. Let me see if I have it, hold on. Oh, here's the part number. Carbon fiber wrap. You get like 10 by 10, what is it, 24 by 60? Black. 4D. I think the company is... Oh, there's the company. Oh. Easy Auto Wrap. Peter wrote La Puente. It's not far from me. But anyway, so that came out kind of cool. It's okay. Who knows how long it'll last. Probably when it gets hot, it'll probably just fall off. But I thought that would look cool. So anyway, alright people, let's do this. Let's see what this $1,000 engine looks like. Oh snaps, now I know there's an extra goodie in there. Dan hooked up, so oh snaps people. There it goes. Oh, there is my gaskets. O'Neill Brothers. I'm going to show my address. Okay, so all my invoices. Paper. Oh shit. Oh, what is this? Oh hell yeah. Is that the O'Neill Brothers racing hat? Oh snaps. That's what I'm talking about, people. Shout out to Dan and Sean. Hooking a brother up. Hooking me up like a tow truck. OBR, No Brothers Racing. 950 snapbacks. These are good quality hats too. So there's my hat. Put that over there. We obviously have the little display deal, so you guys can do the runway spin. Oh, that looks like the stack right there, baby. There it is. There's your power stack, people. Yeah, I like how it has those ridges. Like Dan said, so it's snug. The filter ain't coming off. You can feel it's got a little bite to it. If you guys can see that, it goes in a angle. See how it's tapered right there? So your filter ain't coming off. The power stack, baby. Feel the power. Alright, there's that. And there is the infamous 1242 carb. Wow. That's what it looks like in person. Pumping fuel, baby. Hooking up like a tow truck. Okay, there's the carb. Put that there. There's my mounting hardware. Oh, yeah, and I got the Hellfire. I think that's the wrap I got. Let's take this baby out. I'm trying to do this by one hand. Oh, snaps. Look at that, baby. Oh, my man. I think I'm sporting wood right now. There's the infamous OBR signatures. Overpowered. I like that. Overpowered. Woo! Okay, so let's take the plastic off this, people, so we can take a better look at it. Oh, that thing looks sexy in the plastic, but plastic doesn't do it any justice. Let's take this out. See if I can do this. Hold on, let me set you guys. Hold on, I got my stand. What do I do with my stand? Okay, sorry about that. Put you in my little stand. Okay. Alright, people. Bear with me. Let's open this thing up. Kurt Hernandez. Man, that thing looks sexy. Hell yeah. Look at that, people. Here, let's look underneath it, and then we'll do a spin around on it. So, OBR, there's the date on there. Turn it over here. It's kind of, hold on, the glare. Okay. Signature series, read, OBR. The date. Overpowered. There's Sean's signature. Remember, Sean does the porting on it. So I don't see Dan's signature. Huh? Well, Sean, he is the owner. Okay. Remember, we gotta take this off, so we gotta look inside and see what that beautiful port work looks like. Put that back on. Oh, bottom dead center, obviously. Let's see if we can pull it up. Oh, here's the piston. Let me get a light in there on you for you. Oh, look at that, baby. Creme de la creme. Filet mignon, people. This is the filet mignon Kobe beef of 34 Reed engines. Remember, this is not just a full, this is a full drag modded, but also this is the crank work's done. It's CNC balanced. The crank, let's take a look at that. There's that frickin', this baby's gonna look badass on there. Oh, hell yeah. Sport in the morning wood, people. Can't wait to mount all that up. But, oh, what am I doing? Gotta put the carburetor on first. Duh. So we're gonna throw the carburetor on there. Then we're gonna throw the power stack on there. Look at that engine. Just looks so sexy, man. The way they did it. I love the look of it. Why anybody would just get the plain OBR one? I mean, the Signature Series. Dan said just use the handle. He said this handle's fine. Who knows? I'll see how it feels for me. And later maybe think about getting, I got outerwear I got to put on here. You don't need to run outerwears on the engine. These Signature Series were designed with the way they are, so you don't have to run outerwears in it. It's almost got like a built-in mesh, according to Dan. And also, oh, I think, yeah, according to Dan, and I know Elite doesn't run one either. I'm not sure about Chris, 1/5, I'll have to ask him. But this engine is looking so sexy, look at that. Hell yeah. Now I was going to go with the white, but I didn't like the way the white looked. Clutch, this is going to be changing. Remember we have the what is it, UFC or whatever that clutch is. FS, it's not, I forgot the name of it already. So I think that's like a standard. I might just run it stock like that and then change the other one later. Now the only thing that OBR outsources is their billet aluminum. Obviously you can see TR, Turtle Racing. Everything else is all in-house. But this is one sexy bitch. I love the way this thing looks. It just looks nasty. Let's put it inside the 5B and see what it looks like. Get one more spin of that. Look at that. Creme de la creme. The filet mignon of 34 reeds. Fully modded. Like I said, the crank's been done. That was an extra 200 bucks. And I asked Dan, and he told me what the crank is. And hopefully I'm explaining it right. What the balanced crank does when you get the crank modifications to these engines, it eliminates a lot of the vibration. The vibration, what it does, those of you that probably already know this, and the same thing with nitro engines too, I would imagine. But he said the vibration, what it does is it robs power. Not a lot, but it robs enough power. It robs a little bit of power. So having the crank balanced, it's DLC coated, CNC machined and balanced. Having that in here eliminates a lot of the vibration, therefore gaining more power, bottom, mid, and top. Definitely get a more punch, from what Dan was telling me, throughout the whole power band. So unlike a regular 34 modified reed, with all the other things done except for the crank, it doesn't have as much power. This is, like I said, this is the Kobe beef, the filet mignon, the ultimate 34 reed that OBR has. I spared no expense. Like I said, this thing cost me 1,100 bucks for all this. And I'm pretty sure it'll be well worth it. If it runs as good as it looks, it's going to be one sick, nasty, batter-asser 34 full modded reed that you guys have ever seen. Now that's the cool, is this thing, I believe this goes something right here. That's what that's going to look like when I mount it up. Let me see. Give you guys a little sneak peek how that'll look. Oh, hell yeah. That looks sick with that, the way I did that. Instead of just the plain plastic. I mean, it's not real carbon fiber, but I think that wrap looks a hell of a lot better than just the stock plastic. I think it just adds to the look of the engine. I mean, this thing is freaking sexy, man. Look, I can't believe. I'm just excited because this is my first fifth scale engine, but I mean, look at, this thing is just bad to the bone. Look at this thing. Signature Series, baby. Full modded. From what I understand, the dyno on this is around 11, little over 11 horses that this is putting out. 11.5 or something like that. I know most modified reeds without the crankwork, you're looking at, even if you got a Signature Series like this, or just the V2, you're looking at about around 10, 9.4 to 10. This is about another horsepower and a half, another almost 2 horses this thing's putting out because of the crank. Plus, you know, we're going with the 1242, highly recommended, and we're going with the new power stack. So, yep, there she is, baby, looking sexy. I can't wait to fire this thing up. Man, I think this looks badass. Let's take a look at the bottom again. Get a full look at everything. Sexy, baby. Glad I went with this color. I didn't want to do the white. Let's see what it looks like. Hold on a minute and put this back down again. Bear with me, my horrible camera work. I can't, you know, I know it's tough, man, to do videos and do wrenching of nitro and fit scale. It's really hard. That's why I'm not looking to get into another fit scale. I'm not looking to, you know, venture into other RCs. This channel will always be and forever until it's no longer 8-scale nitro and fit scale gas only. No E-words ever. Not even drones, not even boats, not even helicopters, none of that crap. Fit scale machines, 1/8 nitro. Period. End of story. Alright, people. Again, you've seen it here. The first unboxing, I mean, of a kind. One of a kind. I've never seen one of these unboxed, especially with what I've got done to this thing. This is, the, like I said, the filet mignon of 34 reeds. The baddest, bestest, nastiest. I mean, this thing just looks so bad. I mean, I can't stop looking at this thing. This thing looks just so freaking sexy, man. I think I'm going to sleep with it. I'm going to sleep with it under my pillow, man. It's so badass looking. Alright, people. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing. Pipe will be here soon. We'll do the unboxing of the olimat pipe when it gets here. And hopefully this will be up and running in the next few weeks. So, like I said, no hurry. Just waiting on a few other things. But the main heart is here. Heart of a champion, people. Look at that. Badass. Man, this thing looks sexy. One more spin. Sick. Love this thing, man. This thing looks badass. Alright, people. Muggy's out. Peace.